And this is basic economic concepts. This is concepts, basic economic concepts. This is section 2 of the chapter 1. So we have a lot of concepts in economics. And when we talk of concepts, we're talking about terms that is important, okay? They just make up economic science. They just make up economic science. There's no how you talk about economics that you won't talk about one or all of these words, all of these concepts. So the first one is what? Economy. This is number one. Economy. A lot of people don't really understand what economy is. Sometimes they believe economy is the same thing as economics, but they are two different things, okay? Now, let me explain. The word is used to refer to a particular system of organization of economic activities. That's what is written here. The word is used to refer to a particular system of organization of economic activities, i.e., production, distribution, and exchange and consumption of all things required to satisfy human wants. So this definition is, it's kind of confusing, still not, straightforward. So let me quickly explain it to you. Economy is how a particular community or how, see, let me tell you something. This is economy. You need to produce. All right. And when I say produce, I'm not talking about farming. I'm talking of producing something. Okay. There must be a production before distribution and consumption. 3 levels. There must be a production. So either you go and work, or you have a business that is producing something, or there's a way you are earning money. That money that you are earning is still regarded as production, because that income is what is now going to be distributed. Okay, so this is going for my rent, this is going for light bill, this is going for my parents, this is going for food. You can't have all of those if there is no income. I'm talking in terms of somebody that is working, that is not producing anything, that is not a owner of a business. Okay, so now after the production, there is distribution and there's consumption, because you pay for light not because you just want to pay for it, but because you want to consume it. Are you getting my point? So now, the way a person, a community, a country organizes its production, distribution, and consumption is regarded as what? As economy. I don't know if you understand my point. So that is what economy means. So let's say you go to work and you earn. That's your production. Okay. Choosing the kind of work that you do is your own economy. Choosing how much you want to spend on rent, choosing where to live so that you can spend the amount you spend on rent, the amount you spend on transportation, all those choices is your what? Is your distribution. And how you consume is not, it's also your choice. Okay, so the way you choose all of these 3 intertwined words together, that is intertwined concepts together, it forms your own economy. I don't know if you get my point. So that's what economy is all about. So economy is how a particular person, particular community, particular country organizes its production, distribution, and consumption. Now let's move on to number 2, which is goods and services. This might take a while, but it's very important. Number 2, goods and services. Okay, so economies, okay, economics regarded Okay, so in economics, the term goods refers to material or physical things, okay, which can be seen. Goods refers to material or physical things. Material or physical things, which can be seen. Material or physical things. Material, physical things, which can be seen or touched and used to satisfy human wants. Very important. So goods refers to material things that can be seen or touched and used to satisfy human wants. That's not the only definition of what goods is all about, but we are coming down there. So goods is all those things that you see, that you buy, okay? Your shoes, your clothes, and all of those are what we call goods, okay? In differentiating goods and services, that's what goods is all about. Now, goods is classified into two. We have economic goods. In one classification, we have economic goods and non-economic goods. And what does economic goods mean? Economic goods are those goods which have prices, okay, and their production requires scarceness. That is, there is price tag on it. That's economic goods. There's price tag on it. That's economic goods. Why non-economic goods are free gift of nature? Okay, we have them in abundance. Okay, and example of economic goods is car, your shoe, your bag, your laptop, your phone, your SIM card. Okay, your bed. Just think of it, something that you can get. And this is not just about the goods. Economic goods can also refer to service. All right, can also refer to what? Service. But service that you pay for. Okay, service that you pay for. Okay, so it's not why non-economic goods is free gift of nature. Are you getting my point? Now coming down to examples of non-economic goods, you have water, stream water, you have gutter sand, you have sunshine, you have air. A lot of examples. Just think of something that you don't pay for, that you get. Okay, something that you don't pay for that you get. That's what non-economic goods means. And when I say you don't pay for, I'm not saying another person paid for it, because they are two different things. Let's say I bought something and I give it to you. That thing, that does not really make that thing non-economic goods, okay? It means somebody actually paid for it, and that's why they will tell you there are no free things in Freetown. Okay, somebody actually paid for something, unless non-economic goods that is being given to us by God, free gift of nature. Are you understanding? So that's the difference between economic goods and non-economic goods. Now we have services. Services, I don't think I need to really explain much about this service, because it is self-explanatory and you understand. So service is like is opposite of goods and services. Not that you don't pay for it or there's scarceness to it, but in the sense of physical, and you can't touch service, and you can't see, like, it's not a physical thing, okay, but it's something that is being done for you by another person. It's something that is being done for you by another person that you pay for. Okay, something that is being done for you by another person that you pay for is called what? Service. And why I use that word, something being done by another person for you? Because there are sometimes you can as well do that thing yourself, but if you choose another person to do it for you, it has become what? A service. Are you getting my point? You can as well shine your shoe yourself, but if you give it to a shoe shiner, to shoemaker, and they do it for you, you pay for it, you are paying for what? For service. Do you understand my point? So that's what service is. We have non-material goods and material goods, okay? So this is another classification. So material goods is talking about physical goods, and non-material goods is talking about service, because sometimes in economics, goods is combined to mean both service and goods. Sometimes, in short, most of the time. So that's why we have material goods and non-material goods. Do you understand? So that's for the second one. Now let's go to the third one, which is resources. which is resources. So resources is talking about scarce means, which is also talking about your means. Number three, your means. So you know, there are things which are combined in numerous ways to produce goods and services for the satisfaction of human wants. Resources is factors of production. I said it earlier on in the first section. Factors of production. That's just what resources is. And when we say factors of production, we are talking of land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. Those four things. Now, breaking it down, number one, you have land. This is also called land, which is known to be natural resources. Because many people confuse land to be just this road and stuff like that, but that's not the only thing that land means. Land is what's more than just the physical good road. You have every free gift of nature to be your what? To be your land. Fishing ground, forest, hydroelectricity, solar energy potentials, all of those non-economic goods are regarded to be what? To be land. Do you understand my point? They are regarded to be what? To be land. Natural resources are collectively referred to as land in economics. So the next one is human resources, which we call labor. Number two, we have human resources. Two, we have human resources, which we call labor. Just as you see here. So it's just labor, human resources is human effort, okay, in the production. This human effort could be physical or mental. Okay, it could be physical or mental, or it could be both, it could be both physical and mental. For somebody in the army, you have both physical and mental. Okay, for somebody in factory, you have physical. For somebody in labor, yeah. Okay, let me break this down. When we say physical or mental, we are not saying that there at some point there is no mental calculation to things, but when you don't really stress your when it's not like much of your brain work, when it's not much of brain work, it is what it is more physical ability, okay. But when it is more of brain work, it is more of like mental ability, mental skills, okay. As an accountant now, when you go to office and you sit down and you are just checking and you're just looking at some numbers and you're just getting the stories behind those numbers, and and you do some recordings and all of that, you have a team that you manage and you guys are producing results and they are promoting you and you are just getting paid, that's more of what a mental skill, okay. That's more of a mental skill rather than physical ability, okay. Because at the end of the day, it's not as if you'll be covered in oil like the mechanics. I'm not saying they do more physical than mental. Okay, it's not as if they don't do mental, but they do more physical. That is, they have to go under the car, they have to fix the engine, open the bonnet, do all of those things that they do. So that's human resources, but in both it's still the same as what human resources. We have capital, okay. We have capital. Capital is man-made resources. Very important. Man-made resources. This is very important. It's very, very important. It's man-made resources. Man-made resources. Man-made resources. And when we say man-made resources, we are talking of, yes, money is part of it. That is the money that we spend because it is man-made. Then you have a lot, you have good roads, you have buildings, you have equipment, you have machineries and all of those things. So these are what we call capital. And the last one is what? Is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the person, in case of one-man business, or the business owners or managers who coordinate the other factors of production. Other factors of production. What do we mean by other factors of production? We are talking of land, we're talking of labor, we're talking of capital. This entrepreneur controls these other factors of production to produce and market goods and services and possibly invent and innovate. Invent, innovate. All of these are the work of an entrepreneur, okay? They are the work of an entrepreneur. And that's what all about our resources. Now we move on to utility. What does utility mean? Utility means human satisfaction. That is satisfaction derived from consuming material goods and services. Okay, you see, they say material goods and services, for consuming material goods and services. That's what utility, the satisfaction that you derive, that's what utility is all about. Now, stock and flow. What does stock and flow means? It's very important that you understand this. Okay, stock and flow is referring to there's stock and there's flow. Okay, now stock refers to let me say at a time. Let me put it this way: at a time. Let me just write at a time. When you calculate something at a particular time, what you get is stock. Okay, e.g., let's say you run a POS shop, and you asked your attendant, how much do you have with you? And your attendant said 50 million naira. That 50 million naira is your what? Is your stock, because it is at the moment. That's your stock at the moment. While for flow is what is being generated over a period of time. Okay, over a period of time. What you have over a period of time. And when I say over a period of time, that has repetitive costs. What do I mean by repetitive costs? Let's say you now asked your same attendant, how much do we have every Tuesdays? Now you see, every Tuesday, so we have first Tuesday, another Tuesday, repetitiveness, okay? Tuesday, every Tuesdays, how much do we have? And said, oh, we used to have 1 million in the account at the beginning of what? At the beginning of 1 million at the beginning of business day on Tuesday. So this is what stock and flow. So stock is like at the particular time, while flow is over a period of time, repetitiveness, okay, measured over a particular period of time. So what is Ceteris Paribus? Ceteris Paribus is another Latin, is a Latin phrase for all other things being equal. And what do we mean by all other things being equal? Economics deals with theory, the science. What after using the scientific method, what we get is theory. And knowing fully well that human beings are not 100% predictable, so we have to isolate our theories sometimes to let people know that I said this is going to happen if other things did not change. Okay, so for example, the higher the price for demand, law of demand, the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. Okay, the higher the price, lower the quantity demanded. Ceteris Paribus. Why did I have to put Ceteris Paribus? Because it's not all the time that the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded is going to be true. Okay, because there are other factors that would make this not to be true. For example, let's say in a case of panic buying, the higher the price, the higher the quantity demanded. Okay, panic buying. In the case of inferior goods, the higher the price, the higher quantity demanded, all of the things could make this not to be true. So in all those cases, economists have to bring a Latin word, which means all other factors what being constant, being equal, then this is true. So that's what for Ceteris Paribus. Now let's move on to the last one, which is rational behavior. So what is rational behavior? This is number 7, rational behavior. Rational behavior is telling us that economic agents, now I need to explain this. Economic agents means individuals, firms, and government. Right? And that is what we have for economic. In any economy, those are the people that runs the economy, and that's why we call them the economic agents. So it means that these economic agents, under any given circumstances, we do the best they can to maximize the utility. And what is utility? Satisfaction they will get from their scarcements. They maximize the utility from their scarcements. So that's what rational behavior is talking about. That is, every economic agent will try as much as possible to maximize the utility that satisfaction derived from the consuming of goods that is being purchased with the scarceness. And a good example of this is that, let's say, in front of your house, they sell a particular product for 5,000 naira. Now, 2 blocks from your place, they sell the same thing, same quantity, same quality, same thing, same product. They sell it for 3,500. My question is, where will you get it from? If you choose 5,000 naira, that means you are not rational. If you choose 3,500, which majority people will definitely choose, it means that you are behaving in a rational way. Do we understand it now? So those are the concepts that we have. See you in the next video.